could be it for me. I'm all ready.
Are you giving up? Are you really my son?
You're the fourth Hokage.
You've grown up, Naruto.
Naruto, my name. But how?
How? I'm the one who named you. You're my son, after all.
Your son? Then you're...
Yep, that's right.
my dad. My dad. Why?
Naruto!
Why? Why? Why would you ever put 9 tails inside your own son? How could you put me through all of that? The Akatsuki are after me! I fought with them, and then I was so lonely. But I kept it inside.
Forgive me. To leave you alone all that time must have been terrible. I suppose it's little consolation for me to wear a fatherly face and apologize after putting you through all that.
Dad.
But I'm relieved.
You're relieved?
You're bearing everyone's will. And you've grown up with a good head on your shoulders, just as I'd hoped for.
Everyone's will?
Yes. Just looking at you now, I can tell. You have the will of Jiraiya-sensei, Kakashi, the third Hokage, and all the people of the village inside of you. You're carrying it well, and you're moving forward.
You think so?
You're just like I used to be.
Like you?
That's right. I was bearing the will and wishes of all sorts of people myself. I was carrying something very valuable. Just like you are now, Naruto.
Madara Uchiha. What he did to my dad.
If I said I had no regrets, it would be a lie. Because of the mask, our village was destroyed. And as a result, I left you all alone. But, to tell you the truth, at the time, I was completely content.
How come?
Because I'd managed to protect what was most important to me.
And what would that be?
What do you think? You, Naruto. You're my son. In this world, there is nothing more valuable to me and your mother. You are very special. And you're alive and well. You can't imagine how much joy that brings to your mother and me. Now, you've got so many people counting on you, and you're moving forward with a will of iron. And for that, I'm proud of you. But listen to me. Your fight still isn't over. I know you have many trials and tribulations ahead. As your father, it saddens me that I can't go through them at your side. But Naruto, I believe in you.
I'll never lose. I'll just keep moving forward, no matter what happens. I'll never give up. I never go back on my word. That's my ninja way! After all, I am your son, right?
Right. I'm leaving the rest up to you.
Dad!
I guess it's about time. My chakras run out.
What? You're going already?
Cheer up, son. I'll always be with you. Remember what I said. You have the will of many inside you.
Yeah.
I'll always be at your side. Always supporting you. Together, always. Naruto, you were born as my son.
The silence after the beast. The wind over Konoha was colder than ever before. The red banners of the Hokage fluttered on the rooftops, but the warmth that once burned in the heart of the village felt dimmed, as if the fire itself had died with the Nine Tails. Naruto sat silently on top of the Hokage tower, his gaze fixed on the horizon. Below him, the hidden leaf glowed softly beneath the fading sunset, but in his eyes, the colors looked gray, lifeless. He wasn't the hero anymore. He wasn't the savior. He was simply a man who had lost part of his soul. For years, he had fought to protect everyone, to protect the peace that Kurama helped him achieve. But now that same peace felt like a cruel punishment. The space inside him, once filled with the roars and warmth of the great fox, was now a hollow void that echoed with silence. He whispered into the wind, voice trembling slightly, "You were the monster they feared, but you were the heart that kept me alive." The air carried no answer, only the faint sound of leaves brushing against the stone walls of the Hokage monument. The pain of stillness. Days turned into weeks. Naruto stopped sleeping, stopped eating properly. He would vanish from home for hours, sometimes days, only to be found deep inside the Hokage archives, surrounded by ancient scrolls and forgotten books about chakra and bloodlines. Hinata watched quietly, her heart aching. She had seen Naruto broken before, but this time it was different. This wasn't the boy who cried and rose again. This was a man who feared that his reason for existing had died with the beast who once lived inside him. Late one night, she found him sitting cross-legged in the dark, an oil lamp flickering beside him. Scrolls were scattered around, written in an ancient tongue that even the Hyuga archives barely mentioned. Naruto's fingers brushed over a line of text, written in faded red ink. From the ashes of loss, the blood of the Uzumaki shall remember its origin, the inheritance of Asura, son of creation. He froze. That name, Asura. He had heard it before from Hagoromo, the sage of six paths. But this was different. These weren't legends, they were records. Naruto stood up abruptly, clutching the scroll. If Kurama's power came from the will of beasts, he muttered, then maybe the power I need now comes from my own blood. Journey to Uzushioga-kure. The next dawn, Naruto left the village without warning. He didn't tell Hinata, didn't even leave a note. He wore his old cloak, torn, faded, carrying the scent of rain and dust, and walked toward the ruins of the once proud village of the Uzumaki clan, Uzushioga-kure. When he arrived, the sea wind hit him like a wave of memories. The ruins stood silent, half swallowed by the ocean. Among the broken towers and moss-covered walls, the ancient spiral emblem still glowed faintly, pulsing with life, as if waiting for one of their descendants to return. Naruto knelt beside a massive stone carved with the Uzumaki crest. As his hand touched the spiral, a pulse of energy surged through his body. A heartbeat, not his own. His breath caught in his chest. The earth beneath him trembled, and he felt the faint whisper of an ancient presence awakening within him. Blood of the Uzumaki. You carry the pulse of the creator. Naruto staggered backward, eyes wide. For a split second, the markings of the old Six Paths chakra flickered on his body. A red spiral of light formed on his stomach, the same place where Kurama's seal once rested, but now it burned pure white. He fell to his knees, panting. This feeling, this chakra, it's not Kurama's, it's calm, alive, it's... He paused, eyes widening. It's mine. The realization hit him like thunder. He had spent years believing his strength came from others, from Kurama, from Jiraiya, from his friends, from destiny. But deep inside, his own blood had been carrying the remnants of something divine, the forgotten essence of Asura, the sage's firstborn son, the voice of the forgotten. That night, Naruto built a small fire among the ruins. The sky above Uzushiogakure was clear for the first time in centuries, stars shimmering over the ocean waves. He held the scroll tightly, staring into the flames. If what these texts say is true, then the Uzumaki bloodline was never just about life force. It was about rebirth. As he spoke, a faint, distant voice echoed in the back of his mind, deep, calm, and ancient. You seek what you have already become, Naruto Uzumaki. The power you lost was never truly gone. It simply returned to where it belonged. Naruto's eyes widened. Who are you? I am the echo of Asura's will. And your time has come again. For the heavens are stirring. The stars are trembling, and the Uzumatsuki have begun to move. The flames flickered, turning blue. Naruto stood, fists clenched, heart pounding. The Uzumatsuki. They're coming back? Not coming back, said the voice. They never left. The balance was temporary. And when gods return to claim the world, only the blood of the creator can oppose them. Naruto looked down at his hands. For the first time since Kurama's death, he could feel power surging through his body again. Different, deeper, purer. His blue eyes gleamed faintly with golden light. He smiled faintly. Then it's not over yet, old friend, he whispered to the wind. The fire's still here. And this time, I'll fight as myself. The waves crashed violently against the shore, as if the world itself answered his resolve. And above, the moon began to darken, a shadow spreading across its surface. The omen of the coming Uzumatsuki War, the forgotten blood of the Uzumaki. The days that followed Naruto's journey to the ruins of Uzushiogakure changed everything. The Hokage who had once carried a demon inside him now carried something else, something ancient, awakening from the depths of his blood. Every time he breathed, he felt the world pulse with him. He could hear the earth, the rivers, even the faint hum of chakra running through every living being. But that gift came with a shadow. And shadows always come with warnings. Return to the leaf. When Naruto returned to Konoha, the villagers greeted him warmly, unaware of what he had discovered. To them, he was still the hero, the seventh Hokage, the man who brought peace after centuries of war. But as he walked through the streets, Naruto could feel the distortion in the air, faint waves of dimensional instability, like ripples before a storm. Inside the Hokage office, Shikamaru waited with a serious expression. Glad you're finally back, Lord Seventh. The world's starting to shake again. Naruto leaned against the desk, eyes half closed. Shikamaru, tell me, have there been sightings? Strange chakra signatures? Shikamaru nodded slowly. 3 villages reported unidentified chakra readings. The Hyuga detected spatial tears near the northern border, similar to the ones we saw during the Fourth War. Naruto's hand tightened around the edge of the table. So it begins. The blood of creation. That night he returned home. Hinata and Himawari were asleep. The house was quiet, but Naruto couldn't find peace. He walked into the meditation room and sat cross-legged, his hands forming a seal instinctively. He closed his eyes and focused inward into the core of his chakra. And there, he saw it again, the same spiral of light that had awakened in the ruins. It pulsed gently in his abdomen, glowing like a white sun. The spiral, the symbol of life itself, a voice whispered inside him. Naruto recognized that voice, the echo of Asura. Your bloodline, the Uzumaki, was not merely blessed with vitality. You were chosen to carry the memory of creation, the same power that shaped the world. The chakra of the spiral can rebuild the fabric of existence, heal what was destroyed, and even resurrect what was lost. Naruto's breath caught. His eyes opened slightly, glowing faintly. Resurrect what was lost. The voice continued. Yes, the essence of life and spirit. What you called Kurama was never a demon. It was chakra given form by the world's will. And within your spiral, that will can be reborn again, purified. Naruto clenched his fists. His heart pounded like a war drum. You're saying I can bring Kurama back? Not the same Kurama, but a new manifestation of balance, one born not from hatred or division, but from harmony. A tear slipped down his cheek, falling onto the wooden floor. I see, so even now I'm not done yet. The research of the Forgotten Ones. Days turned into nights, and Naruto immersed himself in scrolls from every nation. He met with what remained of the Uzumaki descendants, elders who lived far from the world's wars. They spoke of myths, the white spiral, the chakra of Asura rebirth, and the spirit fox of purity. They told him that long ago, before the tailed beasts were created, there existed a being of radiant energy, the first manifestation of Asura's divine chakra. It was said to have taken the form of a white fox, the Shirokubi, the white nine-tails, a guardian of harmony that vanished when humanity chose war over balance. Naruto listened, heart racing. The puzzle was complete. The legends, the voices, the spiral light, everything pointed to one truth. Kurama was never a curse. It was a mirror of his soul. And perhaps the white fox was the reflection of who he was meant to become, the storm before the war. But while Naruto searched for peace, the heavens began to move. Above the moon, cracks of light started spreading across space, silent, almost invisible to the human eye. Beyond those cracks, the Uzumatsuki stirred. From their throne of stars, 3 figures stood before a celestial gate. Their eyes were empty yet burning with hunger. One spoke, his voice echoing through dimensions. The experiment of life has gone too far. The vessel of Asura's blood has awakened. Another replied coldly, then it is time. Let us reclaim what belongs to the gods. And as they stepped through the rift, the stars themselves trembled, the awakening of the spiral. Back on Earth, Naruto meditated once more, the spiral seal on his stomach glowing brighter each night. But this time something changed. The chakra began to rise beyond his control. It flooded the room, shaking the walls. Pictures fell, the air vibrated, and the candlelight flickered violently. Naruto gasped, eyes opening wide. His pupils glowed gold and red, merging with a faint spiral pattern. A spectral fox of pure white light began to form behind him, its tails waving slowly, its eyes calm and ancient. Hinata rushed into the room, eyes wide in shock. Naruto, what is that? He turned toward her, voice deep and serene. It's not Kurama. It's something else. The spirit of Asura's chakra. The white fox. The essence of what the Biju were meant to be. Hinata's eyes trembled. Then this is your power now. Naruto nodded. No, this is our power. The Uzumaki were meant to heal the world, not destroy it. The fox roared softly, the sound vibrating through the house, not with anger, but peace. And at that moment, the moon outside cracked, a beam of light shooting toward the earth. Naruto looked up. They're coming! The scene fades to darkness as a deep cosmic hum fills the air. The Uzumatsuki invasion had begun, and for the first time, Naruto would face it not as a Jinchuriki, not as a savior, but as a man carrying the blood of creation itself, the war of the gods. The night sky over Earth was no longer still. Above the clouds, cracks of light spread across the firmament like veins of lightning, tearing through the stars. From those rifts, the Uzumatsuki descended, celestial beings wrapped in radiant white, eyes glowing with the light of collapsing suns. To the human eye, they looked like gods. To Naruto Uzumaki, they looked like fate, finally calling his name again. The arrival. Atop Hokage Mountain, the alarm bells of Konoha rang. Shinobi across the world felt it, a tremor that shook not the land, but their chakra itself. It was as if the universe had inhaled, and the next breath would destroy everything. Naruto stood before the carved faces of history, his cloak fluttering violently in the wind. The golden pattern of the spiral seal pulsed across his chest and stomach, glowing through his clothing. Beside him stood Hinata, Shikamaru, and what remained of the new generation of ninja, older, hardened by years of uneasy peace. Himawari stepped forward, eyes glowing with the Byakugan's divine light. "Father, what are they?" Naruto's expression was calm, but his voice carried the weight of destiny. "They're not from this world. They're the gods who made it, and now they've come to unmake it. The first contact." The sky split open. 3 figures emerged, descending slowly, each radiating enough chakra to crush mountains. The first, tall and slender with hair white as starlight and eyes shaped like galaxies, raised his hand. The clouds parted instantly and the moon itself trembled in orbit. "You carry the blood of the Creator," the being spoke. His voice was both sound and thought. "You are a vessel of Asura, a fragment of a divine mistake." Naruto took a step forward, wind swirling around him. "I'm not a vessel," he said. "I'm a man, a father, a shinobi of the leaf." The being tilted his head slightly, curious, like a god examining an ant that dared to speak. "A shinobi? You wear the language of dust. You are nothing but echoes of our experiment." Naruto smiled faintly. "Then this echo's about to scream loud enough to wake every world you've ever stolen." He raised his hands into a seal. The ground beneath him cracked, and from that crack, a white aura exploded outward like a sun igniting. The spiral chakra flared, its light bending the storm itself. The war begins. The first Uzumatsuki raised his hand, summoning a black sphere, a gravity core glowing with condensed chakra. He threw it toward the village. Naruto vanished. A sonic boom shattered the air as he reappeared above it, his palm glowing with radiant white energy. Spiral Rasengan! The attack collided with the sphere, the impact splitting the sky in two. Lightning wrapped around them, twisting as reality itself bent. When the explosion cleared, the mountain was gone, vaporized. The shinobi forces below screamed as they shielded their eyes from the light. Hinata whispered, tears glinting in her eyes. "His power. It's beyond anything I've ever seen, the weight of divinity." But the battle was far from over. The second Otsutsuki landed behind Naruto with blinding speed, striking with a single finger. The air around them imploded. Naruto blocked, but the sheer force hurled him through a mountain range, leaving a crater the size of a village. He coughed blood, standing slowly, his aura flickering. "You cannot win, mortal," the being said. "Even the Sage of Six Paths fell before us. You are nothing." Naruto wiped the blood from his mouth and smiled weakly. "Maybe, but you see, I've never needed to win alone." The spiral seal on his stomach began to twist. The ground shook. And then from deep within his body, a pulse of chakra unlike any other erupted, calm, pure, and alive. The air turned white. The birth of the white fox. The Otsutsuki paused, sensing it. The same voice that had once spoken to Naruto now echoed through the heavens. From the blood of man and the spirit of creation. Rise, guardian of balance. A blinding light burst from Naruto's body, forming into a colossal shape, a fox, but not the one the world knew. Its fur shimmered pure white, its eyes golden like twin suns, and its chakra radiated peace instead of rage. Every shinobi on Earth felt it, the warmth of life itself. The White Ninetales had been born. Not Kurama, the beast of destruction, but Shiro Kurama, the fox of harmony. Naruto stood beneath its shadow, tears forming in his eyes. "Kurama, is that you?" A voice, deep and calm, resonated within him. "Not the one you lost, but the one you created. I am the reflection of your soul, Naruto. I am balance, reborn." He smiled through the tears. "Then let's finish what we started." "Partner!" The white fox roared, not with fury, but with power that made the heavens tremble. Its tails swirled, shaping chakra spheres of pure creation, the clash of gods. The Otsutsuki attacked in unison, beams of divine energy colliding with Naruto's chakra cloak. Naruto and Shiro Kurama moved as one, man and spirit in perfect harmony. Each blow shattered mountains, tore open the sky and made the stars flicker. The third Otsutsuki screamed, unleashing a torrent of pure void energy. Naruto countered with a single hand seal. Spiral Truth Technique, Rasengan of Life. The Rasengan exploded outward, devouring the darkness, turning destruction into light. The explosion rippled through space, pushing back the invaders, burning their divine forms. But even victory came with a price. Naruto's body began to crack, fragments of his flesh glowing as the divine energy tore through mortal limits. Kurama turned toward him. "Your body cannot contain Asura's full power. You must let go, Naruto," he grinned weakly. "Huh, you think I'd stop now? I've still got a few tricks left." The spiral ascends, the final Uzumatsuki, broken but alive, whispered in horror. "Impossible! How does a mortal become the source of creation?" Naruto's eyes gleamed gold and white. Because creation isn't owned by gods. It's born in every heart that refuses to give up. He raised his hand one last time, Kurama merging fully with him. Their chakras intertwined, human and divine, mortal and eternal. A spiral of light rose into the sky, swallowing the stars, and then with a final whisper, Naruto's voice echoed through every soul on Earth. The world doesn't need gods. It needs people who believe. The light consumed everything. When the dust cleared, the Uzumatsuki were gone, the rift in the heavens sealed. And in the distance, where the Hokage monument once stood, a glowing fox-shaped silhouette shimmered in the sunrise. White as dawn, the white fox reborn. The battlefield was gone. The world, once roaring with thunder and energy, now whispered like a memory fading into light. The sun rose weakly over Konoha, its rays spilling over broken earth and cracked stone. The air smelled of ozone, of burnt chakra, of tears that had never been shed. There was no sign of Naruto Uzumaki, the empty sky. Hinata stood atop the ruins of the Hokage mountain. Her hands trembled as the wind blew through her hair. In front of her, the sky shimmered faintly. Faint streaks of gold still floating where Naruto's final explosion of spiral chakra had torn the heavens apart. She reached out, whispering into the morning light, "Naruto, please come home." No answer came. Only silence. But in that silence, something pulsed, faint, gentle, and alive. It came from the ground beneath her feet, spreading like a heartbeat through the earth. The shinobi who survived the war felt it too. Across every nation, they saw white petals drifting from the sky. Petals made not of flowers, but pure chakra, glowing softly as they fell. People stared upward in awe. Children laughed and reached to catch them. Even the elders wept, feeling warmth in the air that healed small wounds, closed scars, and filled hearts with peace. Shikamaru stared at his hand as a petal landed on it. "It's his chakra," he murmured. "He's still out there, the world without the hero." Days passed. A week became 2. The news spread like fire. The Hokage is gone. Naruto Uzumaki has vanished. But instead of despair, the nations began to rebuild. The white energy that covered the land healed the soil, restored rivers, even made the forests bloom faster than ever before. And though he was gone, his presence could be felt in every breath, in every gust of wind, in every smile that refused to fade. Yet in the quiet corners of the world, where chakra flowed differently, something strange began to happen. From the roots of the old trees, white chakra veins began to grow, radiant and alive like the pulse of a sleeping god. In temples, monks began to see visions. A fox made of light, walking across water. A spiral sun rising in an endless sky. A man sitting under a tree, his hair glowing white, eyes calm like still oceans. The Pure Land. Far beyond the mortal realm, deep within the Pure Land, a place between death and eternity, Naruto opened his eyes. He was lying on a field of white grass that moved like waves, glowing with infinite light. There was no pain, no sound, only peace. He sat up slowly, looking at his hands. They were translucent, glowing faintly. His body felt weightless, yet real. "Am I dead?" he whispered. A voice answered, calm and familiar. "No. You are awake." Naruto turned, and standing before him was a man with long, flowing hair, markings across his face, and a staff in hand. The Sage of Six Paths, Hagoromo Otsutsuki. But beside him stood another figure, young, strong, and smiling, radiating warmth and life. Naruto's eyes widened. Asura? The man nodded gently. It's been a long time, my reincarnation. Naruto rose to his feet, his voice trembling. So, this is where it ends? Hagoromo smiled faintly. No, my son. This is where it begins again. The truth of the spiral. They walked across the glowing field, each step creating ripples of light. Asura spoke softly, his voice echoing through the timeless expanse. For ages, the world believed that the power of chakra was born to fight, to divide, to conquer, to balance destruction. But you, Naruto, have shown the world that chakra's true nature is to connect. Naruto frowned slightly, but I couldn't protect everyone. I almost destroyed myself trying. Hagoromo turned to him, his eyes kind. And in doing so, you became what I could not. You freed chakra from its purpose of battle. You returned it to creation. Asura raised his hand. The sky above them rippled, and Naruto saw visions. His own battles, his friendships, his pain, his laughter. Every moment of connection, every bond that changed someone's fate. You see, Asura said, the spiral is not a weapon. It's a heartbeat. The symbol of eternal connection between souls. You didn't lose Kurama. You evolved beyond the need to rely on separation. Naruto's eyes softened. So that's what the white chakra is? Yes, Hagoromo said. The energy of harmony. You didn't summon it from Asura or the gods. You awakened it from yourself. Naruto laughed quietly. Guess I really am stubborn enough to change the world twice, huh? Asura chuckled. More than that. You changed heaven. The choice of return. As they walked, a giant gate appeared, half open, glowing with golden light. Beyond it, Naruto could see glimpses of the real world, his home, his village, his family. Hinata praying beneath the Hokage monument. Himawari teaching children how to mold chakra. Boruto watching the sky, pretending not to cry. His throat tightened. They're waiting for me. Asura stepped forward, his expression grave. If you go back, your soul will no longer be entirely human. The spiral within you has merged with creation. You will live as something new, a bridge between gods and mortals. But your heart will always be yours. Naruto's gaze didn't waver. If I can protect them, even one more time, then that's enough. Hagoromo smiled knowingly. You never changed, Naruto Uzumaki. Asura extended his hand. Then go. But remember, you are not returning alone. Light surrounded Naruto. He could feel the warmth of something vast and familiar merging with his being. A voice echoed from within, soft, strong, and comforting. Ready to fight again, partner? Naruto smiled, tears forming. Always Kurama, or, should I say, Shiro Kurama. Names don't matter, the bond does. And with that, the spiral exploded into light. The return of the white fox. In Konoha, the skies turned white once more. A wind stronger than any storm swept across the land, bending trees, making rivers roar. The people looked up and gasped. A figure descended from the clouds, wrapped in divine energy, a glowing spiral across his chest. His hair shimmered white like starlight. His eyes, pure blue mixed with gold, carried both peace and fury. Behind him, the spectral form of Shiro Kurama roared in silence. Naruto landed softly in the middle of the ruined Hokage courtyard. Hinata fell to her knees, tears streaming. Naruto? He smiled, his voice calm and warm. I told you I'd come home. Shikamaru exhaled, a grin forming through his exhaustion. Man, you really don't know how to stay dead, do you? Naruto looked up at the sky, watching the clouds swirl. No, not while this world still needs light. The wind carried his words across the land, through the forests and mountains, through every nation that had once fallen into despair. And far away, in the heavens, Asura's voice whispered softly. He is no longer just man. He is the bridge of all things. The white fox, reborn, the legacy of light. The world had changed, not through destruction or domination, but through renewal. The air itself carried warmth. Rivers glowed faintly under moonlight. Even the wind whispered like an old friend. Peace had become more than a dream. It was now the rhythm of life, the quiet song that every soul could hear if they listened closely. And in the center of that peace stood the man who had once been the vessel of a beast, the hero of countless wars, the Hokage who defied the heavens themselves. Naruto Uzumaki. The New Dawn. Weeks had passed since his return. The reconstruction of Konoha was nearly complete, though the villagers often stopped working just to watch the Hokage walk among them again. There was something different about him now, something beyond power. His presence radiated calm. Wherever he walked, people felt lighter, wounds healed faster, flowers turned toward him as if drawn by sunlight. And yet, Naruto no longer carried the heavy Hokage cloak. He wore simple robes, his hands often clasped, behind his back as he walked through the streets with a smile, listening to laughter echoing between the rebuilt homes. Himawari followed him often, her curiosity endless. "Dad," she said one day, "why don't you wear your Hokage cloak anymore?" Naruto looked down at her with a soft grin. "Because, Himawari, the village doesn't need a Hokage right now." She blinked. "Then what does it need?" He knelt, touching her forehead gently. "A heart. And hearts can't wear cloaks." The white chakra phenomenon. Beyond the borders of the leaf, something extraordinary began to unfold. Across every nation, from the mist to the cloud, small orbs of white chakra floated through the air like drifting spirits. They healed crops, purified water, and even restored lands that had been ruined by centuries of battle. The people called it the blessing of the white fox. Scientists and shinobi tried to understand it, but none could explain its nature. It was not chakra drawn from nature or humans. It was life energy, pure, selfless, infinite. Naruto knew the truth. It was Shiro Kurama, spreading his essence across the world, turning his divine chakra into a living current of harmony. It was his partner's final wish. Every night, Naruto stood atop the Hokage monument and watched the glowing streams drift into the distance. "You really are something, old friend," he whispered. "Even gone, you're still protecting everyone." The rising storm in the void. But while peace covered the earth, something stirred beyond the stars. In the space where time and existence overlapped, the void of reflection, a new energy began to move. It was dark, cold, ancient. The remnants of the Uzumatsuki's will had not vanished completely. Fragments of their consciousness drifted through the void, merging into something new. Something that remembered pain and sought perfection. And deep within that swirling storm, a faint voice murmured, "Creation without balance breeds weakness. The gods shall return." The void pulsed, and in its center, a figure began to form. A woman with pale eyes and flowing hair as black as the night sky. Her expression was calm, but her aura carried the weight of eternity. "Kaguya's essence, reborn," whispered a voice among the stars. "The return of the sage." Back on Earth, Naruto felt it instantly, a sharp pulse in his chest. The spiral seal flared with light. He closed his eyes, and in an instant, found himself standing once more in the Pure Land. There, waiting for him, was Hagoromo Otsutsuki, the sage of 6 paths. "You felt it too," the sage said softly. "The void stirs. The essence of Kaguya has awakened again, not as a being of hate, but of necessity. She seeks balance in destruction." Naruto's expression was calm but resolute. "So, it's not over after all." "No," said Hagoromo. "But this time, you will not fight as a mortal. You stand as what you have become, the bridge between divinity and humanity, the guardian of the spiral." Naruto lowered his gaze, his voice quiet. "And if balance means sacrificing myself again?" Hagoromo smiled faintly. Then let it be your final gift, the light that even gods remember. The last meditation. That evening, Naruto gathered the next generation of shinobi in the village courtyard. Boruto, Sarada, Mitsuki, Himawari, Kawaki, and others. He stood before them with a calm smile, his white aura glowing faintly under the moonlight. You've all grown strong, he began. Stronger than we ever were. But strength means nothing without purpose. Boruto looked down, guilt shadowing his eyes. Purpose? Like yours, Dad? Naruto chuckled. No, mine was to fix what was broken. Yours is to protect what's whole. He paused, letting the silence sink in. The time of gods and demons is fading. What comes next is up to you. A world where people no longer need power to survive. Only heart. Himawari stepped closer, her Byakugan faintly glowing. Will you be here with us, Dad? Naruto hesitated. His smile softened, serene, almost celestial. I'll always be here. Just maybe not in the way you expect. The final battle, the void awakens. The next night, the sky split open once more. From the heavens, a dark rift descended, the same void that had once birthed the Uzumatsuki. And from within it emerged the woman, neither fully Kaguya nor entirely human. Her eyes glowed like twin moons, and her voice resonated across the world. Creation has forgotten its origin. I will restore the balance by resetting life. Naruto stepped forward alone, his cloak dissolving into white energy. He smiled gently. Then I guess we'll have to redefine what balance really means. The battlefield was silent. And then light. Two beings collided. Divinity against harmony. Destruction against creation. Their powers tore open space itself, turning the world into a canvas of blinding white. Every punch, every flash of chakra resonated across time. Naruto's voice echoed through the storm. You're not my enemy, Kaguya. You're the pain of the world trying to be understood. The energy around them exploded. For a moment, both stood still. The goddess and the man, their auras intertwining. You seek peace, she whispered, her voice trembling. Yet you defy eternity, Naruto smiled softly. Peace isn't eternity. It's the choice we make every day to start again. He placed his glowing hand over her chest, over her heart. The spiral seal appeared between them, burning brighter than the sun. Then, let this world begin anew, she whispered, tears in her eyes. Light consumed everything. The legacy of light. When the light faded, there was no battlefield, only dawn. Naruto stood at the edge of the sky, his hair flowing, eyes glowing faintly gold and blue. Behind him, the world shimmered, healed, whole, alive. Kaguya was gone. Not destroyed, but freed. Her essence returned to the balance of nature itself. Naruto turned to the horizon, feeling Shiro Kurama's voice echo in his mind one last time. You did it, partner, he smiled softly. No, we did. The spiral seal on his chest began to fade. His body turned translucent, like morning mist touched by sunlight. Below, Hinata looked up from the village square. Himawari clutched her mother's hand, pointing at the sky. Mom, look! Naruto's voice drifted across the wind. When you feel the warmth in your chest, that's me. I'm part of everything now, he raised his hand. The last of his light scattering into thousands of glowing spirals that spread across the sky, forming constellations shaped like a fox. Like a spiral, like hope itself. The spiral never ends. Years later, children in Konoha would grow up hearing the legend of the white fox, the spirit of peace that watches over the world. They would visit a temple built at the edge of the forest, where a single stone bore an inscription carved by Boruto himself. Here lies Naruto Uzumaki, the man who proved that even gods can learn from humanity. Every night, as the wind whispered through the leaves, a faint voice could be heard, soft, kind, eternal. Believe it, and under the endless sky, the spiral of life continued to turn forever. This was another legend. From the world of shinobi. If you felt the power of this story, leave your chakra of support and subscribe for the next battle. Until the next video, may the fire of the leaf never fade. See you in the next video, only here on Mister Kage.